Testing out a new lure today. See if we can get bit. Feeling pretty good about it. Seems like all of that, all the jellyfish kind of have subsided in terms of coming in numbers, which is good. I am here with Papa Leroy. We saw a nice window to come out and fish, so here we are. Today we're fishing all outgoing tide. It was peak high tide just a few minutes ago of 5 minutes, or five foot. So we'll see how the bite goes today. Water seems clear. Wave power is 300 today, so definitely doable. This is that new lure I'm talking about. It's a 110, but it's a medium diver, and it's 2/3 of an ounce. So it casts a little farther than your typical 110 with the shallow bill, and it dives deeper, and it feels like you can control it and pause it more than you can the typical 110s. Nice! Leroy got a perch. Let's go! Leroy said he got a bite a second ago. All right, we found a hole. This is like 5 holes later. We found a hole. I'm gonna downsize. Let's go with the Kalisa. Haven't thrown this in a minute, but this beach is not that steep at all, so I don't really need the depth. I know Leroy got that on a Battle Star. If they're gonna eat that, I think they'll eat the Kalisa. I'm gonna try right there. Okay. How about you go over there? I'll go over here.
Once you go here, I'll try it there.
Well, I gave it a good shot with the jerkbait. We've been fishing now for 1.5 hours, so we're fishing 1.5 hours into the outgoing tide. Before it goes too far, it's time for me to switch to the Carolina rig. Leroy's already keeping 2 fish. I'm hoping to catch some for my dad. So let's add some more to that total, because I don't want to leave with just 2 fish. At least a limit, if we can make it happen. Hopefully. But yeah, jerk baits. I tried, of course, the Battle Star. Leroy caught 2 on the Battle Star glow white sardine. I tried the Ima Flaming Dart. I tried the Ima 110, the 135, the jetty that I caught the striper on. My buddy told me that he caught a bunch of striper on another beach, so might have to give that a shot in the future here. So now it's Carolina rig time. Let's see if we can get them to, what's the word? Cooperate. And yes, there are still a ton of these jellyfish, but it doesn't look like a ton of fresh ones are coming in. So it's a phenomenon that happens every spring, and there's quite a few of these. Fun fact, they're not just one organism, it's actually a colony of organisms, all in one. There's a fish. Doesn't feel huge, but it's a fish. Oh yeah, that's maybe an 11 incher. Fell for the motor oil silver flake. I'll take it. Nice whole fry size right here. Into the perch pouch you go, buddy. That was not even very far. I'm switching to synthetic oil. I feel like there should be more bites. Maybe this will have a little bit more contrast than the motor oil. Little bites. There's a fish. Oh, came off. Oh, biter. That's a good one. That's a better one. Probably my third cast after trying the synthetic oil. Got him. Oh yeah, that's a good fish. With this 300 wave power, it's not too turbulent where I can't slow it down when I do feel a bite. Oh yeah, that's a good fish. That is a nice fish. Whew. He mad. I'm gonna have to back him up. Right when I switch to the synthetic oil, I get this tank. That's a nice perch. That's healthy. That's probably 13 inches. Oh. 13 inch probably is my guess. Awesome. Yeah, when the tide starts to go out, the sandbars start getting farther and farther away, or the structure. So you definitely want to have the Carolina rig as an option if you're a die-hard jerkbait thrower. But yeah, I think switching to that synthetic oil, I got more bites just based on the water being a little gray. Not super clear, but I just wanted a little bit more contrast than the motor oil was giving me, so that definitely paid off right there on that big fish. I did get a question the other day on one of the comments on a previous episode, was how deep do you stand in the water? And I just, general rule of thumb, just enough to be safe. Know what the wave power is doing before you get any deeper than your knees. If it's really calm wave power, yeah, you can start to cheat in and maybe even go up to your waist, but don't just go straight in. Watch what the waves are doing for like a good 20-30 minutes before you start getting too comfortable, because sometimes there's those sneaker waves that come in, even if the conditions say that it's good. Overall, be safe, but I usually don't go past my waist anymore. I used to, but I've just had too many close calls to feel comfortable going too deep in the water. But this 300 wave power really gives you a good idea of how high and how hard the waves push up the beach. This beach that we're fishing right now isn't very steep, so it makes it that much more dangerous. I guess both. If it was a steep beach, there's just a whole other thing to worry about because it drops off so quick. These shallow beaches, there's not much buffering the full power of the waves from sweeping up the beach, as opposed to a more steep beach. But just be safe, guys. That's the answer to that question. How deep do you go into the water when you're fishing? I say deep enough to maximize your cast, but shallow enough to still be safe. No fish is worth putting your life at danger. In a lot of my previous episodes, you'll see me chest deep, and that's really irresponsible. Ooh, there's a biter. Oh, he came off. With every bite, I'm pinpointing where these fish are. And I'm seeing that they're here at this first wave break right here. But yeah, that's the beauty of the perch pouches. Every time I catch a fish, I don't have to walk up the beach, get away from the spot. That's like the biggest benefit, is just the fact that I get to keep fishing this area without having to move and lose my spot. That especially comes into play when you're fishing a more populated beach where there's a lot of people that kind of want to inch their way into your spot. Not that anybody would do that, of course. Nobody does that. Biter. Oh. There you go. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good fish. Oh yeah. Nice fish. Nice fish. What a great Carolina rig bite this is turning out to be. In terms of quality. Oh. Oh yeah, bud. Oh yeah. That's 13 all day. Yeah. Right in the corner of the mouth too. That is awesome. Wow, what a great fish. Another solid one. Look where he got it, where he got the hook too. Perfect, right in the corner of the mouth. And look at that. It did not rip a big hole in the mouth. It's like perfectly around the hook. If your drag is too tight, it can pull and make that hole big. Any slack and that'll pop right out. But that's definitely a solid fish. 13 for sure. Wow. Awesome, guys, look at that. Chunky, chunky. But as I mentioned, having this perch pouch allows me not to have to move away from this spot right here. I can keep going back in and fish. Oh, good mom. That was a nice hit. There's a fish. There's some quality in here. Oh my goodness. Oh, I came off. Darn. That was a nice bite. Not sure I had that one come unbuttoned. Maybe my drag was a little too loose. I switched to the Carolina rig just in time. That wind is starting to pick up. Oh, that's a fish. That's a good one. That's a good fish. Whoa. Ooh, I had some slack in that one. Leroy! 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 Oh yeah, that's a, gosh, there's some slabs right now. Oh, that's a tank. That is a tank. Let's go. We are getting quality, not quantity today. I feel like I'm getting a fish maybe every 6th or 7th cast. That's another thick one. That's another 13-ish. This color saved the day. You guys saw that. I was throwing the motor oil for a while and not getting as much action, but going to that synthetic was definitely the move. A little more contrast. That's a toad. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's like what, 14?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm guessing in that 13 to 14 range.
That's nice fish.
That is nice.
Yeah. On the grub.
Yeah, right here. Just right here.
Slow trolling it? Or?
Yeah, when I feel structure, I'm just dragging bottom.
Oh, okay.
Just keep dragging bottom. Leroy's joining me on this Carolina rig fest now, but that's all on one bait. Those, I think 3 or 4 big ones now. Oh, there's a bite. Oh. That's a good one. Leroy's using the original Hawaiian Custom. Huh? That's a good one, huh? Oh yeah. Oh, look at that.
Pull and drag.
Pull and drag.
Oh yeah, got a nice
Yeah, right in the corner of the mouth. Oh my gosh, that's another tank. Yeah, bro. Look at that. Nice.
Good hook set right in the corner of the mouth.
Yeah, right in the corner of the mouth.
Look at the size of it.
And part of it is that the Hawaiian Custom absorbs all the shock, so it doesn't really tear a giant hole in that fish's mouth.
Now, get him up out of the water.
And your drag was set perfect. Nice one, Leroy.
Thanks for putting me on the technique.
The perch pouch is getting a little heavy. It's pretty thick. Yeah, so far 2 14-inchers. This one's more like 14 and a quarter, 14 and a half, but solid. Another one? Holy crap. Another good one? Huh? Leroy's on another one. That's awesome. That looks like a keeper to me. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Man, such quality today. All on the Carolina rig. Insane. We just couldn't get him cooperate on the jerkbait at all. Well, Leroy got 2 kind of 12-inchers. But it seems like the big ones are really keyed in on the smaller baits. We were throwing big baits hoping that striper maybe would eat, but I'm not complaining. Leroy! That's another solid one. Another toad. But definitely having the Carolina rig as a plan B, just knowing that the tide is going out and it's going to be tougher to reach the sandbars with the jerkbait, the Carolina rig plan B is definitely a good call. Save the day. What do you think?
It was tough, but we found them. Well, you found them. I found them first with the bite, with the jerk baits, with the Battle Star, and I caught 2 small ones, but it was good. I thought it was gonna kick on, and then it died, and then Edward started throwing these little grubs, so I went to him, and it was pretty awesome from that point on. I think we caught 8 total, and some really nice ones.
Yeah.
13, 14 inchers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
The biggest one was 14 and a half.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. It made my day because I haven't been fishing very much because I hurt my back. If anybody's ever had one of those sciatic nerve things, it's a pain in the ass, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally a pain in your ass. Yeah, but I think I'm all better now because I went all day, no pain. So
Good.
yeah,
Good.
It was a good session, man.
The key to today was knowing that we would be going into the outgoing tide. Right when we arrived was basically peak high tide, and we were just throwing lures because that's what's gonna get you the really big bites or potential striped bass. But about an hour, hour and a half into the tide going out, the sandbars keep getting farther and farther away So basically you need to switch up the technique, and also the wind picked up a little bit stronger than it was earlier. So we needed that 1.5 ounce weight in order to get behind the sandbars and drag that Carolina rig right over the sandbar. Usually right when you get over that sandbar, you'll start getting bit. And I even told Leroy, you got to slow down when you start getting those bites. And then boom, he ended up with a really nice fish
caught
also.
one, and next cast I caught another one.
Yeah.
So it was awesome.
Yeah, imagine if we did that from the beginning. But you got to try. You got to try with a jerkbait.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, yeah, I'll leave a link right here so that you guys can check out how to rig the Carolina rig. And then I'll also leave another episode, me and Leroy catching some halibut, because that's what we're going to be doing here soon.
Yeah, nice.
But thank you, Leroy, for joining me.
No, thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
We'll catch you guys on the next one.